Earbuds? No, I didn't do it again. How do I forget to do this stuff? Where are the earbuds? Here they are. Here we go. I promise one of these days this live show is going to come together and you won't even know it's live. But here we go. Let's just make sure that the earbuds are in. One for the money, two for the show, three to get ready. Oh, look at that. Where go? We're going to make a classic margarita, which is essentially a skinny margarita. And we're going to explain the difference because, when you go to a restaurant, sometimes they charge you more for a skinny margarita, which is probably because it's just a wee bit more work on the part of the bartender. But we're bartending at home for happy hour at home. So we don't care. We're making it just the way we like it. And a margarita has a lot of different origin stories. Everybody wants to lay claim to one of the most popular drinks on the planet, definitely in America. We don't blame them. People often ask me, what's your favorite cocktail? A well-made margarita. You can't miss. You can't miss, but it is so easy to miss when people don't do it correctly. So we're going to make an excellent, excellent margarita that I've made before. 1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila floor. I've learned that one the hard way. It's essentially a sour, which, if I recall, was let's see, a sour is it's like 2 parts of the spirit, and then 1 part sweetener and 1 part citrus. Now, this drink could be possibly a riff on something that was called a daisy. Margarita means daisy, and the daisies have a blend of all of their own, a equal proportion of different things. But a true margarita is simply tequila. It is fresh squeezed lime juice. That is essential. And then a little bit of agave, if you like a little bit sweeter. And we're going to use a light agave. And agave, if you didn't know, versus simple syrup, it's higher on the glycemic index. So you need less of it to sweeten up your cocktail. And it requires triple sec. Now, triple sec is a generic name, honestly, for like an orange liqueur, a sweetened, liquor, basically. And this one is from Bowles, Amsterdam, 1575. But a true triple sec is probably going to be a little too sweet for my liking. Now, Grand Marnier, a little bit more expensive. That has a cognac base. It's like 50% triple sec, 50% cognac, and so it's probably not the right blend, shall we say, for this drink, and because there are herbs and things like that in there. It's excellent for other things, like any kind of other brandy or cognac based drink. But we're going to use Cointreau, which again, there's only one Cointreau. These are brands unto themselves with proprietary ingredients and blends, and so is the Grand Marnier. So Grand Marnier for the really hoity-toity cocktails. A little Cointreau for our margarita today, but you could use triple sec. I mean, we're mixing it with other things. But any cocktail you make is only going to be good or as good as the ingredients that you put in it. If you are pressed for time, and you don't want to, squeeze the juice yourself, these are from key limes, which is technically like a Mexican lime. The limes you probably get at the grocery store, like, yay, those are probably Persian limes. Key limes are actually a little more tart, a little less sweet. And this master of mixes sweetened lime juice from concentrate means you probably won't have to use any sweetener in yours. But, you do you. I am, instead of going to rim it with just regular salt, this is like my go-to here in San Diego, in California, Tajín. You can just sprinkle a little of this on some mango or some pineapple. Chef's kiss. And what it is essentially a seasoning that is just like salt and lime and chili pepper. That's all you need. I am also going to put a wee bit of jalapeno in my margarita because that's the way I like it. And once I've gone that dark path to the spicy margarita, I can't go back. Okay, so I do this, press on the lime a little bit, get the juices going, and this is a good one. That's a good one. And we are going to use Cointreau because it's a little bit, more well-balanced for this cocktail. Now, where did the margarita come from as we build our drink in here? And there are several recipes. I mean, Cointreau has their own recipe. The very first recipe was published in a 1953 Esquire, if you can believe it, which called for 1 ounce of tequila, a dash of triple sec, and the juice of a half of a lemon or a lime. But we're going to use this recipe that calls for 2 ounces of Blanco silver tequila. I use Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's Terramana. He actually launched this during the pandemic. It was so inexpensive and so good to begin with. It was like $20. It's no longer $20. It's like 30 or plus. Gluten-free, 100% pure agave, which we know tequila is only Blue Weber agave. So we're going to build this in the shaker. We're going to shake this up. We're going to use 2 ounces of your favorite silver tequila. This side of the jigger is 1.5 ounces. So if I was really looking to put myself under, I could do that. Okay, there's 2 ounces of tequila. And again, if you want to make this a skinny margarita, essentially that means don't use a pre-mixed mixer. Don't do it. I'm a self-proclaimed margarita snob. I've only found one that I like, and it's Agalima, and it is really good. It's not too sugary sweet. It's really well balanced. It's good. If you have to go there, go there. Okay. And then we're going to use 1 ounce of lime juice. La-di-da, like so. And then we're going to use just a 1/2 ounce of orange liqueur. And again, we are going to use Cointreau. It is a triple sec. It's just a little more expensive than a generic or any other brand. Triple sec. Okay, 1/2 ounce. Is that what I said? Okay. Last time I made these was back in Atlanta. I got myself overserved is what I did. And then because this is a Good and Gather, I think that's the Target brand, light agave nectar. Again, with agave, you have to use less of it versus a simple syrup that you might make yourself. So that's good. So maybe I will start light, even on the lighter side. Maybe I'll go with a 1/4 ounce of that. And because we need to incorporate all our ingredients, yes, we're going to use a shaker. Oh, yeah. And we will garnish like so. Here, I thought about using, where are they? The freeze-dried dehydrated lime slices, but they're really, really tiny. And I mean, even though we don't probably use the lime on here unless we cut it in a wedge and we're going to cut it in a wheel. I don't know. I just think... Here, let me do this first. I'm going to just cut the very end. Waste not, want not. I am going to do a little of the tahini rim on this. Love it, love it. Oh, and I need to put a couple of little coins of jalapeno in there. You got to do this before you make the drink. I've made that mistake before. Or when you order a drink and you're like, I didn't want salt on it. Because sometimes, I don't know what they do, but all the salt goes to the bottom of the drink and nobody wants that. It's supposed to be an experience, you know, one little step at a time. Okay. And you can do this in a, traditional margarita glass or just a rocks glass, which is what I'm doing. Like so, see, rimmed like so. And let's see, I am going to use a rock, essentially, instead of a whole bunch of them because I don't want it to mix up. Okay, let me cut my little garnish that will go on here. Like so. And I'll tell you about a couple of the origin stories. The first one comes in like 1936. It was written about in an Iowa newspaper. The editor went down to Tijuana and discovered something that was called, what was it called? It was called a picador. And he wrote about it apparently. Okay, so we're just going to put a few little coins, as they're called, of jalapeno in there. I like it spicy with the seeds. And then the other story that came out was in 1937. There was a recipe for something called, no, that was the picador, never mind. And that's essentially a margarita. And then in 1938, there was a restaurant between TJ and Rosarito Beach, Baja California, that they kind of had one. I don't know that anybody called it margarita. It was popularized right here in San Diego, in La Jolla, at a restaurant called La Plaza in 1947. Jose Cuervo says that it was invented in 1938 in honor of a Mexican showgirl. Like I said, everybody wants to lay claim. And the first recipe was printed in 1953 in Esquire. Our recipe is coming to us from liquor.com. I'm going to shake that up, get it nice and cold, and enjoy a happy hour at home. Okay, I don't know how anyone ever looks cool doing this. I'm working on it. I'm trying to think if I forgot anything. I don't think I did. That's kind of a miracle. Okay, and again, if you want to make a skinny margarita, just don't use a pre-mixed sour mix, which is usually like sugar and lime and lemon juice. Okay, that's nice and cold. Okay, to the margarita. I love that. And I love how many different riffs, mango, strawberry, pineapple. I've even heard, but I would never try like an avocado margarita or celery margarita. That just sounds absolutely terrible. But here we go. Cheers to a little happy hour at home to you and yours. Let's see. Wishful drinking with this massive storm that's hitting about 50 million Americans. Any minute, all I can do is try to stay warm, but, imagine that I am somewhere warm with a margarita in hand. Cheers, guys. Like I said, 2 ounces of your favorite silver tequila, 1 ounce of fresh squeezed lime juice, or little master mixes if you got it, and then like a half ounce. I use like a quarter ounce of light agave, and it's fine. It's great. And then, got my heart rate a little bit. And then half ounce of Cointreau. Cointreau is going to make your best drink. Cheers to you and yours, and to health. I love it. I'll catch you next time. Catch you on the flip side. Thanks for watching.